Here we go, 5 o'clock hour. Hoping to hunt down Arizona State head coach Herm Edwards later in the hour. News, little spat between now Raider tight end Jason Witten and his former teammate with the Cowboys, Dez Bryant. Let's do it.
Battle-Born Injury Lawyers presents the Big Five at 5. Number 5.
So we just mentioned a viral video that had taken off in the middle of the day, and that was some dude outside, you know, a la Larry Bird, shooting, outdoor hoop on a house, court's grass. He's got overalls on. Farmello Anthony is how he was tagged. Vegas is getting, I'm not even going to say a bad rap, just a rap. Yeah. And have we gotten confirmation that this is actually Vegas? The visual is, and Ari's going to send this out on ESPN Las Vegas. The visual is a guy with a T-shirt with the sleeves cut off. He's got the camo hat on. He's got a mask on, and he's trying to work a cigarette with the mask wearing. So he essentially is the most unique person we've seen when it comes to smoking and masks. So he's pro-masker, but also pro-smoking at the same time.
I don't think this works.
He's
like, I feel you're defeating the purpose.
Well, it looks like he's got the mask on. He lights the cigarette out the right side of the mask, but then he has to exhale. So he actually has to lift the mask off the nose. And as we know, as an eternal lockdowner and a pro-masker, although you've said at times you're an anti-masker if they don't use the mask right.
Right.
And in this case, he's not using it correctly, getting his smoke on.
So why even bother? You know what? He's probably better off just trying to get it. Like, what is he even doing? It's a ridiculous video. I don't even know what's going on with him. Yeah, I think if you need to smoke that badly, I would say just don't bother wearing a mask. Like, I don't understand. Like, I think you're also inhaling whatever is outside. I don't understand how cigarettes work. But aren't you also inhaling whatever is outside the mask once you put?
We have an answer on whether it is Vegas.
No, I mean it was titled, but you know, Rex Chapman posted, and he likes to just take videos from other people. I mean, he does a great job, but he said it's Vegas. I don't think he.
Las Vegas is back, baby. God, when they first zoom in, there's a sign, but I'm not. It's already got 3 million views.
I mean, that's like 1/5 of a rush.
God, I want to know where this is. It appears to be it's a smaller casino. The ceilings are low. We'll do some research. We'll figure it out. We definitely know this picture. And again, at ESPN Las Vegas, as we play pictures on radio, so it's always good to look at what we're talking about, what we're looking at. This one really is at the South Point. There's a scene at the South Point. I don't know what the table game is. Oh, it's Pie Gal.
Okay.
Did you look at this picture? There's a lot in this picture.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely at the South Point because you can see South Point signage in the background. It just as easily could be, at Suncoast, kind of the original Coast themes.
Sure.
Right? How do you describe what this guy's got on?
It looks like
he's got
scuba diving.
He's got all black on. He's actually got like a Lycra hood, and then he's wearing some sort of face shield mask type thing. Everyone else in the photo is without a mask.
Yeah.
And this guy is like hazmat, sitting down playing Gal.
Oh, he really looks like he's going scuba diving. That's what he looks like. And he's got the gloves.
He does. But I think the glove, does he only have is his right hand gloved and the left hand is not?
Because he's only touching the cards and the chips with his right hand, so he's only got the glove on the right hand.
He looks like a Marvel comic superhero.
He does. This is insane. Are you
Corona bro?
I mean, is this how you're going to go out? I feel like you're going to lock it up.
I have been going out with the camo hat on, and I've either worn the Jets mask or I have one that appears to be made out of like a tie. Like it's got like tie material. It's got a tie pattern. I told you because I was walking along some of the protests, I did buy some safety goggles.
Okay.
Just in case I got hit in the face with something.
Smart.
So I could go out with the safety goggles, but they're not prescription. So what I'll have to do is safety goggles over the readers.
Oh, boy.
And I'm a sweaty, chubby guy.
Okay.
So I don't
Clip
know
that.
if I can don all black long sleeves with the Lycra hood.
It's rough, man.
I tell you, I've invested in fans big time. Like you would say, you know what? Why don't you just lower the AC?
No, fans cheaper.
Man,
Plus more direct cooling.
I bought a set of fans, and I'm like, nope, going back. And finally, I finally found one where it's just a wind tunnel. So I'm a sweaty guy. So I'm not sitting. I can't wear all this stuff.
Are you going to wear the gloves?
I don't have gloves. I've gone without the gloves.
I need to figure that out, I think. Because I am still, despite the fact that I'm handicapped temporarily, I'm still planning on going to the beach in a couple weeks in Mexico. And I got the email today. By the way, empty planes, empty beach. It's the safest place to possibly be. I got the email today, though. Restaurants require mask and gloves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which I still don't know how that's going to work.
All inclusive?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They can have buffets?
It's going to be open, they said.
Really?
But in a hybrid manner.
At least they got something. We got no buffets.
Yeah.
At least I got something.
Yeah. So they're doing a lot of live cooking, a lot of individual portions instead of, just the trough that we're used to at buffets.
I like the trough.
So they're changing a lot of it, but yeah, mask and gloves required at all the restaurants. That's interesting.
Number 4.
PGA event this weekend. Any wrinkles? I know the TV people are like, wow, this is tough.
Yeah. And we were just talking to John about some of the players who may benefit or not benefit from this, but the CBS executive Sean McManus, who has been there forever, coordinated the coverage of many, many different sporting events, said it's a bigger undertaking than the Super Bowl to put on a golf event right now, the way they're going to have to do it. About half the crew that they would usually have for an event will be present. They'll have extra trucks so they don't jam everybody into like one production truck. A couple of players have agreed to be mic'd up during the event. As I said, McManus said the most complicated production plan he's ever been involved in. Jim Nantz has said it's going to be difficult. He also said there will be some sort of statement on everything that's going on in the world at the beginning of this. There's just a lot to it, and I think they're trying to figure it all out. There will also be a Big Brother element to the broadcast, so bringing in their reality show type plans to this. It's going to be tough. Nick Faldo will be calling the action from off-site. There's just a lot that goes into trying to broadcast something that is as spread out as a golf tournament. Like we've seen what the UFC is able to do boxing tonight.
We saw the match where you're just following one group.
Right. But here, players all over the course, it's a much different undertaking to try to broadcast something like this.
Number 3.
It seems like baseball is the only one fighting over money, right? The players and the owners. It's coming with the other leagues. And it's very much going to be an issue with the NFL.
Sure.
Right? Because we're still not settled on, will there be fans? Will there be a quarter capacity? Half? That's a lot of revenue. NFL numbers you've seen, what do you think the gate accounts for in total NFL monies? Is it like 25, 30%?
Well, I think when you include everything from gate to parking to concessions,
Might be higher.
it's probably around that. I think because I think gates around 14.
Okay. College football, though, the whole shebang is closer to like 70%, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So in the NFL, if they have no money coming in from attendance and all that goes with attendance, well, what happens to salaries and money's going to the players? They can't honor the same agreement. Dalvin Cook is going into that key year number 4 and is looking ahead and thinking to himself, you know what? I don't want to be in a position like Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to get screwed here. And he's coming off a very good season. He's the Vikings running back. Last year had roughly 1,654 yards. That's pretty approximate. 1,654 and 13 touchdowns. So he's at the peak of his marketability. And he doesn't make a ton of money. He's making, a little over $1 million. He's going to hold out, isn't he? He's not showing up.
Yeah, well, there's really nothing to show up to during the offseason. Usually a holdout in the offseason is you're not showing up to OTAs and mini camps and that sort of thing. This year, that's all virtual. So apparently he's not going to do that, and he's not going to show up at training camp without a deal. It sounds like their offer was below $10 million a season. He wants close to the McCaffrey deal of $16 million a season.
I just made a face at you.
I know.
That's not going to happen?
No.
You can try.
coming off injury. I mean, not last year, but coming off injury earlier in his career.
He played 15 of a possible 32 games his first 2 years.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough, but they're very far apart, it seems like, on a deal. And they're going to he's potentially going to hold out. It's going to be tough because you know what they're going to say. Listen, pandemic. Come on, man. What are we doing? But players have to get their money when they can get it. I mean, again, running backs especially, they have to get their money when when their value is at its highest. And right now, Dalvin Cook's value would seem to be about at its highest. So you don't blame him for trying to get paid. It's just a weird time to try to do it. And by the way, you just mentioned baseball. They have released a counteroffer, so that just happened in the last couple of minutes.
We'll get you an update on that at 5:25. We'll also tell you about what's going on in boxing. Number two. Headline, Jameis Winston. Man, we got to get Jameis Winston or Tyrod Taylor in the show. Got to do that. Jameis Winston says he knows he's one of the best quarterbacks to play the game without needing to say it. Wait, what?
Yeah. He's not going to talk about it. He's going to be about it.
Wait, did he say he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game? Did he actually say that?
He did.
And then he's like, I don't need to say it.
Yeah.
You just said it.
Yes. Why would he have to? Well, they kind of asked him about not being vocal about it. He said, I know what I'm worth. And I know day in and day out, without publicly coming in and saying it, that historically I'm one of the best quarterbacks to play the game.
Wow. Woo!
That a kid, Jameis.
Say it again. Give me that last line.
I know day in and day out, without publicly coming in and saying it, that historically I'm one of the best quarterbacks to play the game.
Wow. He's got dozens of supporters, but the leader of the Jameis Winston fan club, Adam Hill and John Von Tobel. We had Cody Decker, former minor league baseball player, on last week, and Cody, he had no idea. He waded into shark-infested waters when he mentioned Jameis Winston, and I was like, oh man, you're gonna get taken down. And it was Von Tobel and Adam on this video. I was like, here we go.
Davis is incredible. There's no question about it. No,
historically, I'm one of the best quarterbacks to play the game.
He's right.
There are numbers that back up the start to his career.
Yes.
That historically,
he's had a historically good start to his career. And the turnover thing, if you don't take into consideration the Bruce Arians factor,
yes.
Again, if you look back at the last 15 years, the 4 worst turnover-worthy play performances were all 4 quarterbacks in their first year under Bruce Arians. Think about that. Turnover worthy means either you fumble, whether it's recovered by you or not, or you throw an interception or you throw a pass that should have been intercepted or is intercepted. The 4 worst seasons were all 4 players in their first year under Bruce Arians, including some very, very good quarterbacks. So if you don't take that into consideration when you talk about Jameis, you're just being ignorant about the situation. Jameis has had a historically good start to his NFL career. He will be a starting quarterback at some point. There's no question. And he doesn't need to tell you about it because the proof is in the pudding.
Number 1.
Yes, I said proof's in the pudding.
You're the worst. I choose to move on. Were you out at the Southern Highlands Park where the Raiders work out voluntarily?
I wasn't.
You weren't?
No.
Jason Witten. That was him, right?
Yeah.
Was he out there?
Yeah.
Okay. Des Bryant was wondering why he wasn't in Austin, Texas protesting.
Getting ready for the season.
Des Bryant said somebody should have brought Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and Jason Witten to this protest down in Austin. This is not a policy change. This is a heart change. And yeah, I said it.
So this is an interesting thing that's developing. I'm saying interesting about everything. But this is one of the fascinating parts of this. To me, this was a Grant Napier type tweet.
He's trying to bait him.
Yeah. I think he's calling him out.
Okay.
I think he's saying, hey, here's the racist that I've been around in my career.
You think it's that serious?
Oh, yeah. Why are those the 3 that he chose?
Well, I do think it's interesting that he chose Witten. There's got to be some motivation behind it. I'm not willing to say that, hey, Des Bryant thinks Jason Witten is a racist.
Okay, fair, but he thinks that minds need to be changed of those 3 people.
It is weird. Why did he choose Witten?
Because that's why.
The owner's son, and Witten.
I mean, to me, it's pretty clear.
Did you see Jason Witten's response?
I did not.
Jason Witten's response. Des, when I saw your tweet, I tried to call you. I don't know what you're feeling, but I do know what I stand for and believe in. I believe it's time for change. I believe we must all listen. I believe together is the way. Let's unite and impact change together. Much love. Jason Witten.
Solid.
Back at Des Bryant.
Solid statement. He wasn't going to get sucked into the Grant Napier response of, hey, man, all lives matter.
Lesson has been learned. And we don't know that Jason Witten was thinking that or would have said that.
That's true.
So Des Bryant, after lobbing what you think is an accusation, his response to Jason Witten was just the prayer hands. That's it.
Good. I'm sure that response is cool. Hopefully you mean that, and we can move forward and work on solutions.
Is it weird that Jason Witten's on the Raiders? I still can't wrap my head around it because they have such accomplished tight ends now that they're not super experienced. But Waller's awesome. It's just weird. Like when I saw the pictures of Witten working out here in Vegas, I'm like, wait, they have Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you're in your mind, you're like, wait, he retired. Then he came back. Now like he probably should have been a Cowboy to the very end, and now he's with the Raiders.
So weird. Because when I keep thinking about their offseason acquisitions, and when I do radio interviews around the country, and people ask me about like the offseason, and I start listing people, I never include Jason Witten. First of all, I don't think he's that impactful. But it's one of those guys you're just like, oh yeah, they also signed Jason Witten. I forgot about that. It's a very weird one because like as you said, the tight end room is stacked already, and I think what they did is, hey, we've got some younger guys. It'd be good to have that veteran presence around. I don't think they're looking at him as coming in and being an overly productive tight end out on the field, but I think he's a guy that he knows how to play the position. He knows how to get open. He can work with those guys on that. But that's certainly a guy they didn't need on the field.
It's the Big 5 at 5, brought to you by Battle-Born Injury Lawyers. If you've been injured, call Justin Watkins at Battle-Born Injury Lawyers, 570